Hey guys, this is Ryan. If you missed class day 25, this is a quick video about what we learned. We learned 3 new techniques um, about techniques that are used particularly in political ads. So here we go. You can use your packet to follow along. It looks like this, and in each box you can take notes on each technique. When it loads here, you'll see it. The top of the document says Trends in Political Ads. So the first one we'll start with is pinpointing the enemy, and this one's really simple. Literally, it's when one candidate often identifies who the enemy is, who the bad guy is. So the definition is there on the screen. You can pause if you want to copy that down. The image on the screen is an old image from the 1950s where the kind of common enemy was communism. So you can see there people, this kind of scary photo of communists potentially taking over America. So it's basically taking something that's really complex and just simplifying it, like pointing to like who's the enemy. The next technique is called plain folks. It's where the candidate just tries to appear like a normal person, like everybody else, someone who's relatable to normal everyday Americans. So this is Mitt Romney, one of the presidential candidates from last election cycle, working, doing a speech in front of what appeared to be some blue collar workers, maybe some oil workers. So here's the definition, kind of presenting yourself as the average Joe or the average Jane. So if you want to pause and jot this down, you can in your own words. The last one and the trickiest one is called transfer. Sometimes it's called association. And it's where a candidate or a company tries to make a connection between two things that don't really have any real connection. So Coca-Cola does this really effectively with their like holiday campaigns around Santa. They also kind of have their ads with the polar bears, and obviously polar bears and Coca-Cola have nothing to do with each other, but they've kind of made this connection in our minds with their advertising. Another candidate to do this really well is Barack Obama. He technically has nothing to do with hope, but he's kind of campaigned and made himself kind of the face of his campaign is hope. So we've kind of made this association between the two things, this emotion that has nothing to do with him. And then the last kind of more commercial example is Corona's kind of marketed their beer as this kind of something that you do while you're on vacation, kind of connecting these feelings that you might have while you're on the beach or on vacation with drinking a Corona. So I hope this really helps. If you want to go into Google Classroom, there's also just the slide deck that I flipped through if you'd prefer just to look at that. And I hope this helped, guys.